I've been doing some transitions from ecosystems. I got rid of my cloud photo management tool, also migrated my notes app, and you know, pivoted from big tech company to a privacy oriented company when it comes to my two-factor authentication app. So there were a few transitions recently that I decided to do, and I thought that it could be interesting to elaborate on my choices and really just talk out loud about them, right? So uh, I had, I've had this effort to map my digital dependencies. Uh, Maybe analogy worth mentioning here would be that we wanna take control of what we eat, you know, make ourselves fit. And this is the same, but in the digital realm. We want to make sure that the tools we are using are not controlling us, but rather we are taking control of them, right? So, that's the process I've been going through, for the past, I don't know how many months and years it is right now, but it's gradual transition and it's a process I've committed to. And so the most recent change being that I've turned my former gaming rig into a network attached storage, or NAS in short. And this gives me options to, like, self-host many apps that I was using online, just to have them uh, on my own server and be in control, right? That's the whole point. So um, yeah, so I did this. I've adopted Image. Not sure if you are familiar with the tool, but it's very popular open source application. Is not yet in V1, which means it's not stable yet, but they are planning to release a stable version this year, so I highly recommend you to check it out. The developers there are doing an awesome job, and it's not a compromise. I would say it's just better than alternatives. It's the same when it comes to the user experience. The only addition is that you have to take control and maintain the server when it's running at home, and update it and secure it. But the user experience is one to one when it comes to the best management tools. So it's great seeing that self-hosted solutions are on par with the best, with the top-notch and widely adopted apps out there. So it was this great feeling I had, an epiphany, I would say, and I think it's really worth trying out, guys. Just taking control and seeing our digital footprint um, from the bird's eye view, and thinking about it, and really thinking about the transition that we could do, right? Um, for me personally, yeah, that was photo and video management tool, which I was working on. I was migrating my data uh, this past month, and but also not the only thing I did. There is, I mean, there were there was this notes app that didn't allow me to export my drawings as SVG. That's a web standard, you could say. It's an open standard and anybody can create SVGs, but this app is such a closed app that they allow you to do just specific things, and this is really kind of annoying, right? You have this hardware that lets you create stuff, but it doesn't let you export it, I mean outside of this ecosystem. It's so closed that it bothers you. So I decided to adopt this hybrid mode when it comes to taking notes, and introduce Obsidian into my life. It's based on Markdown, which is a standard data format, for taking notes. But on the other side, I haven't found a solution for my drawings yet, so I have to stay in that closed ecosystem for now. But I'm on the lookout for a solution. So, but just to give you an overview of my decision-making process when it comes to my digital toolkit and choices I make, I think it's really important to zoom out and map our dependencies. Map the cooperation we've committed to, and really be acknowledge the fact that we have the ability to change those tools. We don't need to stay logged in. It's really convenient, I understand that, but on the other hand, we are giving up so much privacy and control. That's usually the case, and I've realized it over time. And right now, uh, I am making these decisions, and I encourage you, my viewers, to do the same thinking, because really there is nobody else that will do those decisions for us. That it's only us. It's our sovereign. I mean, um, digital. We want to be digital. We have to adopt digital sovereignty as our primary value. I think in a democratic society, that's for sure even more so, right? In order to preserve our rights and be able to express ourselves freely. So that's, I mean, this is something I wanted to talk about because I think it's at the same level of importance as thinking about our health. I mean, our physical health. We have to, we have some fitness level, and that's derived from our activity and what we eat and how we sleep. So, and this is in the digital realm, and this is like a value that we have to adopt in this digital age. We have to live these values, and yeah, I'm really happy how my choices have turned out so far. Also, ditching Windows, guys. I have to say this, that after I mean, since I was born, right? Since computers were around, I was this heavy Windows user. I had this hybrid regime during the past few years where I was using also like Linux and Mac OS. But finally, by making this choice to introduce a self-hosted solution, I migrated my former gaming rig into a Linux-based operating system, and this allowed me to ditch Windows operating system, and you can understand how freeing it is if you did the same decision. Like, you're no longer logged into that closed ecosystem, and you have all the flexibility and to rely on open standards and just move around freely, the same way you do when you walk this way in nature, as I am right now. So uh, encourage you to think about your digital footprint and really like your choices when it comes to your digital toolkit, which is represented by various apps and platforms you you introduce into your life. And so I'll be thinking more about this topic. So tune in if you wanna think with me. That's for sure. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next week. Cheers.